Fire away the questions.
Marcus, we've gotten to see Dom Lovett out there through fall camp, watching some in the spring. What stands out to you about him and how he's fit into this receiver room?
His ability to come in, he came in during the spring. His ability to come in, get right in the playbook, start learning the plays right away. He's that athletic ability. He's super fast. He's super quick. Great hands, great route runner, and I feel like he's just gonna be an extra tool for us to use this year. He's a great person, a great player, and I feel like he'll put in a lot of work for this year, and he'll contribute for us this year.
Yeah, Marcus, I'm curious, when you see your football team add a transfer in like Ra at a presumed position that you play, what's your thought process when someone enters the room that might be competing for playing time that you might deserve?
It's in my head, whenever somebody new come in, especially in the receiver room, I've been here for 4 years, so one thing about me, I always want to welcome everybody. It's like you made it here to Georgia, you family now, so. Like Ra and Dom, they came in. I set them with open arms. We all accepted. The whole team set them with open arms. They haven't felt left out or ostracized or anything like that. So, yeah, with me, I just want to bring them in, make them feel like they're part of the team, feel like they're part of part of the family that we have here.
Let me get this question out of the way. Obviously you had the ticket situation back in May and all that. All that's been resolved at this point, I know. But what did you learn through that whole thing, and how has it affected you as a leader? Because obviously you're a leader on this team.
That was just a bad decision. I had that back in May. I completely learned from that mistake. I take full responsibility for my mistakes. I put my family name, made a bad name for my family name, made Georgia look bad, made Kirby look bad. So I take a full responsibility for everything I've done. So I really just wanted to move on. I was speeding. I took it until like a man. I owned up to it, and just wanted to learn from it and move on. Just learn from it and move on. My Coach Smart maybe do punishment and runs and all types of stuff. So whatever I had to do to to clear it up and just move on and learn from it, that's what I had to do.
Yeah, Marcus, you mentioned this is your 4th year here. How have you seen this wide receiver room change, especially with some of the additions that have been made? Dominic, Ra, and then of course the development of you, Lad, and Arian.
I feel like this receiver room now is like every position, every depth, ones, twos, threes, no matter who is in. I feel like whoever goes out there, whoever's in the game, we had the full ability, we had the full trust in them to go in there to play full speed, play at a high level, and execute at the level that we need them to execute at. So I feel like this year we have a lot more moving pieces in the our receiver room, and that's going to be a benefit towards us this year. So it's always a great thing to me.
Marcus, how much do you feel like you proved yourself as a pass catcher last year? Because for a while, especially coming back from the injury, it felt like your role was primarily in a blocking role.
I mean, my role is just whatever role they put me in. I feel like I just try to do my best in whatever they put me in. If that's being blocking, that's being catching the ball. Obviously, I'm working every day. Everybody here is working every day to get 1% better every day. So that's what I've been working on this offseason, just getting 1% better in the passing game, also in the running game. Any parts of my game, I feel like that needs to be, that needs to be better. I feel like that's what I've been working on, and Coach B has been doing a good job being on my tail about doing little things right, and just working harder.
Marcus, do you keep up with Pickens? Are you watching his highlights in the NFL?
Yeah.
And then as far as some of these freshmen we'd heard so much about, can you share anything? Are they doing anything crazy in practice?
The freshmen, they came in fast. They're learning the playbook. They are making plays. We're excited to see how this year gonna play out for them. It's always about growth. Everybody got to grow. They still a lot more growing to do, and like I said, we're just excited to see what the year holds for all the freshmen that's coming in this year.
What do you think about Pickens' future in the league?
Man, you know me. I came in my freshman year. Pickens was a year ahead of me. So when I came in, I was behind Pickens, and we have a very good relationship. So I talked to him on the phone. We were talking. All the stuff he's doing in the league right now is just crazy. Like he's putting on for the G. So I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah, someone who's worked with him in the offense for a couple of years now. What makes Brock Bowers different or special or separates him from other guys on this team?
Man, that's a great question, man. His work ethic. Like, he comes in this building every single day. Probably, maybe the first guy in here. Breakfast, workout in the morning. It's like he is a work machine. And I feel like that's what separated him from everybody else in the nation, especially in the tight end room, like all the tight ends in the room, because, like, he done stacked his days up to get 1% better and better. Like, putting work in by himself, does that make sense? Like, yeah, basically putting work in by himself. He's just a work machine. He's humble, he's a work machine, and he just do everything right. I call him Captain America. So.
Marcus, I think when you were in high school, you played against Mandron when Carson Beck was there.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about that game?
I do remember that game. I didn't play that game. I had broke my left ankle that game, but I remember we gave him a whooping that game. It was like 50, 56-7, something crazy like that back in high school. But it was cool to connect with Carson because we didn't know each other at the time in high school. We met up at the opening and other camps and stuff like that. So we was talking about where we could possibly go for college and stuff like that. And at that time, we both made up the decision to come here. So after the game, we was talking about future, what the future could hold and stuff like that. Yeah.
What do you think about the phrase three-peat from a historical perspective, and are y'all even allowed to utter it around the building?
That is something that we're not even worried about right now. We are worried about UT Martin, or first game, we worry about the next game, we worry about the next day. We're not worried about a three-peat. That's not what the focus on. We worry about winning today and attacking the day-to-day. I know everybody want to talk about the three-peat, but that's not what we focus on. We just focus on ourselves and getting better.
Talking about Carson, how much have you seen him grow and develop? And where are the areas that you feel like you've seen the most growth in him since he arrived in 2020 with you?
I'll say definitely in that leadership role point. He had the most growth in. He came in, he was behind Stat and that was before, but he was behind Stat at the time, and I feel like when he came, like this year, he's been growing a lot in terms of leadership, making sure everybody knows what's going on, pushing the O-line, the D-line, the receivers, everybody. That just when offense ain't looking back, he just there to pick us up and just keep everything going. So I feel like he's been doing a great job this year so far of just keeping us on hold and just us taking charge and following his lead.
Time for 2 more questions.
Stetson's doing his thing now with the Rams, obviously. How ready do you think Carson is if he's the guy, to keep this offense going?
Excuse me, repeat the question. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I'm asking about Carson.
All right.
I was saying Stetson is now in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
Is Carson ready to step in and keep this offense humming?
I definitely believe Stetson has the capability to keep the offense going. I feel like this is going to be a great year for him. He's been doing everything right. He's been doing the little things right. He's been real focused. He's been in the playbook. And, we all have the trust. We all have trust in him of if he start, he start. If he's going to execute at a high level. Whoever starts at that, whoever's in that quarterback, we believe in them to execute at a high level and lead us to victory.
Kirby mentioned drops as a problem from the scrimmage. What is it that y'all do to work on that? To get yourself prepared for another scrimmage this Saturday?
Catch the ball more. That's it. Yeah. You get on the jet machines, catch the ball more. Can't drop the ball.
All right,
Simple.
Marcus, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marcus.